So, okay, current relationship status.
I am currently single.
Okay, how long have you been single?
I have been single for 4 years.
Okay. Longest relationship?
8 years.
8 years. Okay. Oh, whoops, hold on.
I would say I'm currently in my fuckboy stage because most of my life I was in relationships.
You're currently in your fuckboy stage.
Is it sexist? Should I say fuck girl?
Well, you know, that's interesting. I've thought of that before, and me personally, I don't have an issue with it, but there is a cohort of women that seems to object to the term slut, and it would occur to me that fuckboy is the counterpart to the word slut,
Yeah,
or so.
I'd prefer if you said bang maid.
Bang
I feel
maid.
like bang maid is better.
I feel like that
doesn't
saying.
denote what a fuckboy is, though. A bang mate doesn't have the same, like...
Yeah, but you can still be a fuckboy and not be fucking.
True.
So, and I feel like, I guess you could be a slut and not be slutting.
That is true.
I also feel like slut has a lot of negative connotation as opposed to fuckboy. Would you agree?
Fuckboy is not a positive. Women typically use that in a derogatory sense.
Not as derogatory as slut.
Yeah, I feel like
Perhaps not to the same degree, but I don't think it's like, if a girl calls a guy a fuckboy, I don't think there's any, like, oh, this is an upstanding,
It's not to be nice.
But
Yeah,
how do
it's not
men
to be
feel
nice.
about that term?
How do
Isn't
m-
that something where you derive pride from because you sleep with a lot of women?
if you're proud of
Who-
sleeping with a lot of
I'm
women.
just asking, yeah,
You mean
from a
you-
man's point of view.
Yeah, so I mean,
From a what?
as you may know, all men are different, and some have different virtues than other men. So not
Would you
all
say
men.
fuckboy is more of like a offensive term?
Well, I would say that it's not used in a way towards men in order to be nice. It doesn't seem like a nice thing for a girl
I don't think
to
it's
do.
mean. I think they're saying like this guy isn't seeking a relationship, but I think a girl is still willing to date a fuckboy if he converts. But I don't think a guy is going to date a slut if he deems her a slut.
Oh, they do it frequently.
All the time.
They do
I
it
feel like a
Guys
fuck-
love
yeah.
Well,
It's,
maybe not
it's ill-advised.
seriously.
It's ill-advised.
I don't
but-
think those are the guys who are calling girls sluts. Is my point.
Wait, which ones are not calling women?
The
women?
ones who are willing to date the quote-unquote sluts, I don't think are
They
deemed
might.
sluts.
You
Yeah, I
never
think
know.
they do.
They might.
You
They
think they're
do.
just like, this girl's such a slut?
Oh yeah,
I'm
come
gonna
on. It's
wife
like
her?
they go like they're like, I banged the slut last night. Come on, they
No,
do.
banged. I said dating. I think a girl would date a fuckboy if he got his shit together and became
Like a
relationship
reformed.
material.
I've heard the term
They're
reformed
saying
fuckboy.
fuckboy as in like he doesn't want a relationship, but guys don't want relationships with the sluts. Is my point. But girls would date.
No,
a
they get in
fuckboy.
relationships with them quite
Well,
frequently.
they'll get in the relationships and it's just like they know it's not going anywhere serious.
Men, they act like they don't, but they love whores. Like,
Huh?
they wife up strippers, they wife up they wife up girls who do porn. I know a lot of girls who do content creation that are all in like super happy relationships. I don't know. I think it's like you don't want to tell your friends that your girl's a slut, but deep down, like everyone likes hoes. Not everyone, but or
Maybe
you
in
get like a
LA.
cool, you get like a fun wife that, or like a chill wife that doesn't really do much, but you got a little
I think-
slut on the side.
I think the opposite's true, and that most men probably don't want to have a chick who's been with a lot of men.
I said they like sluts. If they don't want to date them, whatever, but guys definitely, they be wifing them up. I see it.
And I know slutty girls that like don't do sex stuff, but like you would look at them and be like, she's slutty.
Yeah, like I think a lot of guys would cuff an Instagram model, even though they would objectively say like she's a bit slutty.
In high school, one of my friends was like deemed like the biggest slut, was bullied so bad she had to drop out of high school. And meanwhile, she was like the biggest virgin of everyone in the grade. So
No.
it was
no.
interesting.
Okay, so, jeez, I don't know what's going on out there.
They're probably coming here.
Yeah. So here's the delineation. If a chick has sex with a lot of men, she's a slut, right? But if she just dresses provocatively, we have a name for them too. We call them skanks. So there's a
Okay.
distinction, right?
They're,
I've
like,
never heard
skank,
someone
slut.
under 30 say skank.
As
I don't
like
think
skank,
Yeah, well,
slut,
I mean,
whore.
the younger generation needs to learn the word. It needs to come
Okay.
back.
Fair.
Yeah.
Love it. Kind of 80s.
Well, so okay, going back to you. You said you're currently in your fuckboy phase. What does that look like? What do you mean when you say that?
I think there's so much in the world that I have not experienced yet because I was quite closed-minded. That's how I was raised, in quite conservative ways, at least like sexually. that now I'm just doing whatever feels right. Even though there's still a little bit of a, stigma because I was raised in that conservative way.
What feels right?
I'm trying to listen more to my body and like what feels good, what is interesting, what's fun, and just go along with that.
Which is what?
Like whatever I feel in the moment.
You said whatever feels right in your body.
Yes.
What does that mean?
You want me to describe like how a woman gets aroused, Brian?
No, that's not what I'm asking. But like, how does that practically manifest itself when it comes to dating? Are you dating multiple people? Are you seeing multiple people? Or what are we talking about here? Because you said fuck boy.
Right.
So
I think I was a little too harsh with that word. But basically, I am meeting as many people as I can right now and trying to get to know them to see if there's connection, whether it's physical, mental, any type of attraction, like opportunity for growth. Because I notice a lot of times people will get attracted if you have something they're lacking or they have something you're lacking, and you kind of like fill in those holes, and you're just like growing together to a better self. So that's what's very stimulating to me.
Okay. So you complete each other, sort of, like a puzzle piece. Like if, for example, a guy is broke, since you're a very successful content creator, you would be prepared to, provide financially because he's lacking in that department.
I'm a little
John
tired of
Smith
that.
donated $100.
You've been single for 4 years. So for that 4-year period, have you been in the fuckboy stage as you...
I was trying. Yeah, it's still a little hard. Like, imagine you being raised traditionally. You still have like so many limits in your mind.
Limits or
yeah, like you think
beneficial
you want something.
values and mindsets?
Artificial. What do you mean by that?
Well, you said you were raised traditionally, and you said that's limiting.
Yes.
But I'm asking, could it perhaps be a beneficial instead of a limiting thing?
I don't know. I'm not too sure. One thing I figure out is that life is really short, and we should enjoy it.
Translation: sleep with a bunch of men?
I think if I were to tell you my number, you will not believe it. Like, it doesn't come to the number. It comes down to how much you enjoy what you do. Because sometimes I notice women sleep with men, they're not even enjoying it.
That's
like,
true.
Why? Why do that?
I wonder the same thing.
You don't know until you find out, right?
Actually, that's a good point too. Without trying, how would you know?
I mean, the context would matter in that situation. Like if it's a one-night stand, you're both at the bar, drunk, I would say like most men in that context would probably not be particularly preoccupied with you reaching climax or orgasm.
Couldn't you say that about anything? Like if you don't try it, how do you know? Like fentanyl. I don't do fentanyl. Well, why would you know you don't like it if you haven't tried it, right? Doesn't that seem like slightly insane to say?
Okay, I think it comes down to context and like what's leading to it. I think there's also pressure as to why sometimes women engage in sex, because there's so many reasons as to
What kind of pressure?
why they shouldn't. Well, there's materialistic side. There's a side where you feel like it will make a guy feel bad. Like at times I would question myself, like, should I do it just as a pity sex? Because they really, really want it. And I feel bad for them. But then it's really, that's not a good reason to do that. You got to listen to your body.
Pity sex is ill-advised.
Also, I feel like one-night stands are not as enjoyable, generally speaking, because without connection.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
That's something I found out on by myself too.
Huh?
I was just trying. This is like a good example when you try just to see what it's like.
That is a terrible advice.
Why?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do
Well,
that
you know.
again.
Why
just like-
sleeping with someone to see if you like it?
Yeah, why is that terrible advice?
I don't think that I need to
How has she been
elaborate.
damaged by trying that? Are you mentally damaged or physically damaged from testing it out?
I think I just learned a
Absolutely she
lesson.
is.
Like,
She
I'm not
is.
going to do that
Yes.
again. It was
See?
one of these
That's
things.
damage? Her saying I'm not going to do that again?
Well, I think that random promiscuous sex with people just to try it out seems like it could lead to a
dang
lot
it,
of damage.
won't
Yeah.
do that
Depends
again.
how frequently
Just to
you
try
do
it out, you know.
One
come on.
time
no
is
one's had
too
a
many.
one-night stand. No one's done it before. Like, you have to
Noticing
try it
has
once to
adverse
know
effects,
that.
but I mean, she seems fine.
You know, you have to
I'm
try
not saying
it to
she,
know
like,
that you don't
is-
like it.
But maybe
Well,
she
I-
would have
die
been,
from
she
it,
would have
but
been
it's
chronically
surely-
curious otherwise. Now she knows.
No.
Well, what should
that's,
she look
that's
like?
not
Like
true
if there
at
was
all.
a scar, if there was a mental scar, what should she look like? Should she come in
Yeah.
and go boop boop boop?
She'd
I
be
mean, how should she
maybe she'd
look?
be jaded. She could be a femcel. She could swear off men.
She could maybe not give us any of the details that we've been asking for, and then he has to pry each and every individual one out. She can kind of be a smartass and totally vague. Maybe
So
all of
because
those
she
are
doesn't
mental
wanna-
scars due to the fact that she's been hyper
Because she doesn't want to pony up her
or maybe
age
not.
and
We don't know.
ethnicity, and she
but
wants to keep
she
some
does seem
mystique.
to be
She's
I didn't ask for
very
very
vague.
sexually.
ethnicity. I didn't ask for ethnicity.
Yes, you did. She said Sherman Oaks, and you said I'm detecting an accent.
That's
Well,
not
that's because-
asking. That could
yeah.
be nationality.
You said maybe she lived somewhere prior to Sherman Oaks. Maybe she was like in New York for 20 years. How'd she get a European accent from living in
Okay,
New York?
why is that
I
more
was using
important than
New
the fact
York-
that
It's
she
not
has
more
one
important.
night
He brought it
stands?
up.
I was using New York as an example. I'm
know,
not saying
Brian.
that I detected a New York accent.
You just
But
seem more
in any
upset
case,
about
forget
that
it. It's
than-
kind of irrelevant. That
What do you mean
conversation's
upset? He
irrelevant.
brought it up. I was
No, I'm
responding
saying,
to him.
All right.